The couple walk hand in hand, when the boy with the bouquet turns and is startled. Ruth questions the man, Kevin. She lets go of the boy's hand. I can explain? What's going on? Ruth asks Bruno. Who is he? Ruth is speechless and Kevin says that he is an acquaintance from her neighborhood. Bruno introduces himself and says that he is Ruth's boyfriend. So you two are together? Asks Kevin. Bruno confirms. How long have you been dating? Ruth tries to make Bruno shut up, but he informs her that they have been dating for 2 years. 2 years? So you intend to get married, right? Says Kevin. Yes. We were born for each other, says Bruno. Kevin says that he is very happy to find couples like this. Ruth calls Bruno to go away, but he refuses and they decide to go to the cafeteria to eat. Bruno invites Kevin, who is afraid, but agrees so he can unmask his wife. I'll go, says Kevin. It's good that we have already become friends. The three of them leave together. I want to thank you. I really needed to relax a little, Kevin says, and Ruth is embarrassed. That's okay. I appreciate your presence, says Bruno. Ruth tells Bruno to stop. I am feeling the atmosphere of you guys heavy. If I am in the way I can leave. Do not worry. No, my friend, you are not in the way. You can stay here with us. We are enjoying your company, aren't we, sweetheart? Asks Bruno. Ruth confirms without a hint. But anyway, I need to make a phone call. I'll be right back. Bruno compliments Kevin as he leaves. Little does he know that Kevin is Ruth's husband. Kevin calls his mother-in-law and asks her where Ruth is. Kevin says that Ruth told him she was going shopping with her mother, and Valda tries to get around the lie by saying that she forgot and that her daughter is in her room. Kevin asks to speak to her and Valda says that she is listening to the shower, meaning that Ruth is in the bath. Tired of this whole farce, Kevin opens up and says everything. Valda pretends that her phone is bad and hangs up. Ruth, answer this phone for the love of God, says Valda. Desperate, the phone rings, but Ruth doesn't want to answer. The boys tell her not to worry, that she can answer it. Her mother tries to tell her about Kevin and warns her that he must have seen her somewhere. Her daughter says she can't talk now, but her mother insists on telling her about Kevin calling her. I'm in a complicated moment and we'll talk later, says Ruth. Ruth, for God's sake, aren't you going to tell me that Kevin saw it? Daughter, Bruno is our salvation, says his mother. Ruth asks her to stop, that she will explain everything. But his mother says she will track the daughter's cell phone and go to meet her. Donna Valda hangs up the phone and leaves. And you, friend, have you met your mother-in-law? Asks Kevin. Yes, she's a wonderful person, says Bruno, and Kevin agrees. How did you two meet? Asks Kevin. Boy, we were doing a job together and this wonderful woman started hitting on me. I never imagined that a woman like that would look at me. We are still together today. My friend Ruth, I have known you for so long and I didn't know that you had all this attitude. Bruno asks Kevin if he is also engaged, and Kevin informs him that he is married. I thought I was well married, but I see that it was a mistake. Lately some things have happened. I will give her some space to be happy, says a sad Kevin. What do you mean? Asks Bruno. What happened? The situation is complicated. I found out that she is cheating on me. I can't even imagine Ruth cheating on me, says Bruno. I would never do that to you. You know what hurts me the most is to see that even with all my efforts to give her a better life, but maybe this was my mistake. I gave her everything she wanted and she still didn't recognize it. Bruno tries to console him and says that he will come out of this and find someone better. You know what's worse, finding out she's pregnant, says Kevin. She's pregnant? And the child is yours? Questioned Bruno. Yes, it is his child, shouts Ruth, and Bruno questions. He is my neighbor and his wife told me. Yes, but he said she cheats on him. Who's to say it's his? She doesn't cheat on him like that, says Ruth. I wonder if she doesn't. Yes, the child is yours, says Ruth. Bruno is confused. He doesn't know how his girlfriend is so sure that the child is Kevin's if his wife is always cheating on him. Yeah, explain it to us, says Kevin. He gets up to leave at the exact moment his mother-in-law arrives. He returns. "Hi Mrs. Valda." "Mom, what are you doing here?" asks Ruth. "Nothing, I was passing by and saw you and decided to come over and talk to you." "Hi Kevin," says Mrs. Valda. "Hi my mother-in-law, how are you? This guy here is very nice and it's good that you already know each other, right?" says Bruno. "Yes, he is my nephew." Bruno doesn't understand and asks if he was the neighbor. Ruth turns to his mother and says that he is her neighbor. His mother lies and says she got confused and nephew and neighbor are all the same thing. Bruno is suspicious. "Who is this, honey?" "I told you, he is our neighbor," says Ruth, and Valda confirms it and tells Bruno not to doubt her. "Look, that's enough for me. It was a pleasure to meet you, Bruno. Here, keep this ring here, you will need it. I can't stand this situation anymore," Kevin says as he leaves. Bruno doesn't understand and questions the ring. Ruth doesn't mind and runs after her husband. "What is going on?" asks Bruno. Mrs. Valda says she doesn't know anything and has just arrived. "Kevin, please wait for me." "What is it?" "You were my biggest disappointment," says Kevin. "I can explain, everything that happened was a mistake. We need to build our family. I'm expecting your child. Forgive me," says Ruth. "Do not come with this. If this child is mine I will take care of it, but you I do not want more." "What is this story?" questions Bruno arriving. "That's exactly what you're hearing. He is my husband and I don't care about you anymore," cries Ruth. You only wanted to know about my money, you and that mother of yours." "Kevin, I just have to thank you for getting me out of this," says Bruno leaving. "You see, I've solved everything, stay with me," pleads Ruth. Kevin says he won't forgive her, after all she has done to him. She begs for forgiveness, but Kevin refuses and leaves her alone.